everyone! The Grand Italian Brainrot Animals battle will take place today. Our main task will be to build all the characters that are currently standing next to us.
This is a build battle in which there will be only one winner. We're starting right now. We need to start building as soon as possible.
Woohoo! Mikey, we're standing next to the wall where the lever is. We just need to click on it, and then we will find out which character we will need to build. I suggest now that you pull the lever and pay attention to the wall. The pictures are going to change a lot there now.
Oh! I can't believe my eyes. The pictures were changing so fast, but now we already have a result. We need to build Din Din Dun. It will be really very difficult to do this, but I will definitely do it.
I need to examine Din Din Dun carefully now. It's a big orange that has a lot of muscles. I will now select all the necessary resources for the construction and immediately get to work. There is no way to waste time. You need to do everything as shown in the picture. I will start the construction with my feet, so I carefully considered the sneakers in which Din Din Dun walks. They should be red and white. I will build the best Din Din Dun! All right, I'm starting with these giant red concrete blocks for the soles. They need to be super thick and wide because Din Din Dun doesn't just walk, he stomps like a fruit-powered tank rolling through a village. Huh? Next up, I'm layering white blocks across the sides to make the classic sneaker pattern. Because this isn't just a buff orange, this is the buff orange. And his shoes have to look epic from every single angle. I'm stacking up red and white blocks in a crisscross shape to give the top of the sneakers some detail. It kind of looks like laces, but way cooler and 100% block approved. Oh, now I'm extending the shape upward to make the ankle part of the shoes extra chunky. He needs massive support for those legs that could probably kickstart a spaceship if he tried hard enough. Ho-ho! And finally, I'm filling in the inside of the shoes with solid black wool just to give it some contrast and depth. Because even the inside of Din Din Dun sneakers has to look intimidating.
Surprise! Lava attack, JJ! I hope you said goodbye to your precious fruit-footed bodybuilder.
Uh-oh. Are you kidding me right now, Mikey? I literally just spent 5 whole minutes designing the perfectly balanced sneaker soles with red and white symmetry, and now you're turning the entire base of my beautiful buff orange into a molten fruit salad with smoke pouring out of his kneecaps. This is pure build sabotage of the highest order. Okay, deep breaths. It's not over yet. I can still recover this. I'm going to carefully place some backup blocks around the edges while pretending I don't see the bubbling lava slowly melting everything I care about. I'm flying over to Mikey's base right now, creeping in nice and slow above his absolutely chaotic, rainbow-colored mess of a build, and with the smooth precision of a ninja made of coal blocks, I am lighting the entire sidewall on fire. May his crafting table cry for mercy as the flames of justice rise high into the pixelated sky.
Oh, you did not just do that. That was my prized spaghetti tower wall, JJ. Fine, you want to play dirty? You want to throw fire? Then say hello to my ultimate lava stash. Ugh.
Okay, point taken. Lava bombs are bad. But if I want any chance of winning this build battle, I've got to get back to business and keep working on Din Din Dun's glorious lower body because nothing, not even Mikey's lava tantrum, is gonna stop me from giving this orange the most legendary feat in Minecraft history. I'm restarting the leg structure from the bottom up with double thick red blocks for unstoppable soles, reinforced white columns that scream power, and massive thigh supports made entirely of stone and determination, because Din Din Dun is coming back stronger, buffer, and tastier than ever, and he's about to win this whole competition with pure orange force. All right, back to business. I'm rebuilding Din Din Dun's legs with even more precision, stacking each red block like it's part of a legendary monument dedicated to citrus strength and ultimate sneaker design glory. Now I'm reinforcing the thighs using double stone layers because Din Din Dun skips exactly 0 leg days, and I need these legs to look like they could lift a Ravager with just one flex. Let's add knee joints with some smooth stone slabs. They might look simple, but these are elite grade knees, the kind that allow an orange to jump from one end of the world to the other without even peeling. Okay, time for a sneaky little break from building. I'm heading over to Mikey's base again, and this time I'm hiding a bunch of TNT blocks deep inside his build, buried under his weird rainbow roof, just waiting for the perfect moment to explode into pure trolling history. That TNT's placed perfectly, and Mikey has no idea. Now I just need to casually float back to my side like nothing happened, and wait, where is he? He's not even near his build anymore. Oops, let's see. 1 TNT under the stairs, 2 behind the furnace, 3 inside the floor. Oh man, when this goes off, Mikey's gonna think the spaghetti monster came back for revenge. Hold on, what is that? Is that Mikey over on my side? What is he? Oh no. He's placing TNT. He's placing so much TNT.
Well. Let's see how Mr. Orange Muscle Man handles 50 perfectly arranged TNT blocks.
Oh no, if Mikey lights that TNT, his whole base will go up and take my Din Din Dun with it. So I've got exactly 2 seconds to start lobbing water bombs like a madman and pray they land fast enough to stop this whole server from turning into a fruit-flavored crater. Oh, okay. Looks like the water hit just in time. The TNT didn't explode, but now there's random water and broken blocks all over the place, like someone tried to build a spaghetti fountain with their eyes closed. I need to clean this up fast, so I'm smashing every loose block, patching up the floor, and removing all the soaked wood, gravel mess, and weird rainbow chunks Mikey somehow called a roof. All right, back to serious building. And I've got a genius idea this time. I'll combine leftover lava with flowing water to make obsidian blocks for Din Din Dun's new armor plates, because nothing says unstoppable orange like rock-solid fruit armor. First, I'm digging out shallow trenches under his legs and pouring lava in smooth lines. Then I'll gently place water over the top like I'm cooking a secret recipe called Don't Explode My Build Again. Boom. Perfect obsidian slabs forming around his feet, like giant armored boots that could walk through fire, creepers, and even Mikey's wildest spaghetti storms without flinching. Now I'm stacking obsidian vertically up the calves to make it look like Din Din Dun is wearing ultra mega battle greaves forged from the ancient crust of the nether itself. And to finish this phase, I'm adding sharp obsidian knee guards with extra edges, not for combat, just to make him look so cool that even ender dragons would stop and say, "Whoa, is that guy sponsored?" I think it's gonna be a very epic battle. Since this battle will start very soon, I think he will be the first to attack. Just look at how small they are. I think you can handle them easily and it won't be difficult for you at all. So let's defeat them. I think they are very weak. The others were just planted with dynamite, which caused them to explode. And now he's the only one left. Come on, I think you can beat him easily. Woohoo! It was pretty easy for you, and I don't think you even felt it. Now you're free and you can run anywhere. I'll never stop you again. It was a very good battle in which, of course, I won again. I think in principle, it was quite expected.
Oh, I lost again, but it's okay. Then the next round awaits me, in which I will win you anyway.
Well, then let's not hesitate. And come on, push the lever as soon as possible, and just this time we'll find out what we're going to build next. I think it's going to be very interesting. That's just now we'll find out.
Woohoo!
In fact, there's a pretty big selection of what might fall out, and I can't even imagine what will fall out, but in any case, it's coming soon. We will build the Bob Mardiro Crocodilo.
Woohoo! This time, the victory will definitely be mine, and I think it's time for you and me to go build.
Well, now we're just moving on to our places and just starting to build what we've got. In principle, it's pretty simple to build, but it will need to be built quickly enough and as quickly as possible. And in any case, then in the middle of all the time that I'll spend building the Bombardiro Crocodilo, I'll go and I'll see what Mikey's doing there. And accordingly, I'll take it and surprise him somehow. Or I'll do something with his buildings again, and we'll find out exactly what I'll do later, when the right time comes. So far, all this time, I've been choosing all the right blocks that will be needed, respectively, for its construction. It seems like I've picked up all the right blocks, and now I'm kind of ready for its construction. Then I looked and realized that it would take quite a long time. But in fact, it's worth it because I'm going to build pretty well, and I think that in any case, I'm going to win again. But of course, I still don't know what Mikey is building there, but still I have small prerequisites that the victory will be mine again anyway. Of course, we'll find out at the very end when we have an epic battle. Now you can start building the wing. Huh? In order for me to make it exactly very beautiful, and of course very similar, I always look at the very drawing that we got in order to make sure everything was exactly the same. It seems like at first the picture itself begins to take shape, as it will definitely look like. The most important thing is that I will be careful and attentive, because at any time I can have Mikey framed. After all, in fact, he was aware that at that time I had planted dynamite in his new building. And maybe this time he doesn't come in for revenge either, but I think I'll be the first to do it, and even more so if I notice it. Well, so far it's not going pretty well. I've made almost a full-fledged one wing, and now I'm making a small transition so that I can have a second wing ready right away. And then, of course, I'll need to make the same turbine, which is just on the other side. And in general, I think that so far everything is fine with me, and I continue to build further. I hope that in the future I will turn out to be quite very beautiful, and most importantly, believable. And in any case, I'm making a pretty big building in order for it to be more massive and efficient. Ho-ho! I'm done with the wings. It seems like they turned out pretty smoothly, and you don't even have to change it or fix anything. And now I think since I'm done with the wings, I need to get to the main part of the aircraft itself as soon as possible. And just the same, instead of the front part, there should be a crocodile's head, and then everything will definitely look like it. Right now, I'm going to try to do all this because, in fact, I have very little left, and my building will be finally ready, and there will be a battle very soon. But I also need to just touch on Mikey's, just to see what I can do with his buildings there. But it's just that I'm building this very turbine that I was originally talking about. In principle, it turned out to be pretty good too, and in principle, it's symmetrically different, so if you look from the outside, it's just that it's all built already and looks like Bob Mardiro Crocodilo. Of course you need to. I also want to add quite a lot of small moments that will be very similar to it, and it will be possible to say with certainty that this is the very building. I think it's time to troll Mikey. Oh, basically, as expected, it will build small copies. That's what I thought, and I really didn't know what I could do to impress him. But then I remembered that I would probably just put an ordinary white quartz block in place of the iron, and therefore they probably just won't be able to fly. That's why right now, as soon as he leaves, I immediately start doing it, and he basically shouldn't notice anything. I'll also have to get back very quickly because he just ran to my side. He picked up dynamite, which is actually very bad. I'll need to do everything as soon as possible so that he doesn't have time to detonate anything there. Even if he does, I hope the damage won't be very severe. Therefore, we need to do everything as soon as possible. I wonder what he's doing there. Oh no! He planted dynamite. Oh no, he's going to ruin a lot of things now. Woohoo! He shouldn't be laughing right now because I'll be laughing at him later when I can't get on his planes, which is exactly what we're watching right now, like he doesn't even notice. And in fact, as if he really understood that everything is fine and that's how it should be. And in fact, it's very good. He still didn't burn me in any way. We need to repair the effects of the explosion. Oh, well, I think it won't be difficult for me because if I put all my attention on that now, I think I'll fix it very quickly. So now I'm going to fix everything that the explosion broke, and the explosion was just the same because you blew up the dynamite he planted here, but it's okay. I'll do it now, and I'll laugh at him later when he doesn't lose, and that's exactly what will happen very soon. We'll see this epic battle. And now I'm just starting to make the front part. I need to make crocodiles here so that I can definitely make a Bombardiro crocodile. And in principle, I think it should work anyway, because in fact, it already looks very much like the very drawing that we have at the very beginning. Oh, so far I've only made his mouth. Oops. After that, I'll start building his face accordingly. So far, I'm doing pretty well, and you can show it just like you can remember what Mikey was building. And in fact, I understood his tactics that he wants to use. It's actually pretty simple, and he thinks in his head that it's winning. But in fact, if you think about it that way, he thinks that if he builds a lot of them, they'll just be able to win. But in fact, this is not the case at all. After all, in fact, they are quite very weak and can't do anything, which is exactly what it will be. When we have a battle, and even more so, I just laughed at him a little. Namely, the fact that instead of turbines with which they should take off, they simply will not be able to because instead of them, there are just ordinary white blocks. And I think he will understand this only when we have a battle. Because before that, when I was watching him, he didn't even notice any difference. That's why I think we'll all laugh about it together, as they won't be able to take off and will just roll on the ground. Well, I'll repeat that. We'll see when the battle takes place. But right now, I'm still rebuilding everything that was blown up. I've already restored most of it. Oh, well, that's exactly what I've done. I've probably already done about 70% of the entire building. I've got quite a bit left, and just the same, we'll be able to see in person the most beautiful building that I wanted. I think in principle it will look exactly like it's in that picture. In fact, even I already want to see it myself, and in general, I want to see this battle that will take place. It will be quite funny, but also very epic on the one hand, and I am sure that I will win again. Because in fact, I have every chance of winning. Ho-ho! My Bombardiro Crocodilo is ready, and now he's out and it's gonna be a very epic battle with Mikey. I think it's already obvious who's gonna win, but we're just gonna look at it. Ho-ho! Now he's going to drop bombs on them, and I think there will definitely be nothing left of them, and the victory will be mine. Woohoo! Actually, it was pretty fast, and of course mine turned out to be much cooler and stronger. Now I think you're free, but you can fly anywhere.
Oh, what a loser I am. I've lost again. I can't do anything at all.
Ho-ho! No need to get upset. We'll have more battles in which I think you can beat me. I'm JJ, and today Mikey and I had a battle in which I trolled him. That's how our wonderful adventure ended.